Well, you know, gentlemen, we hear an awful lot about cybersecurity. It seems every single day you pick up the front page of the Wall Street Journal, you look at it, there's a story about cybersecurity that's affecting the business world. You know, if we step back for a moment and just ask ourselves, what on earth is cybersecurity? It's a question that can be difficult to answer. You know, one way that I think about cybersecurity is we've got businesses that are conducting business all over the world with their customers, with their suppliers, with their business partners, with their maybe joint venture partners. And there's this massive interconnectivity that is facilitated by the internet. And I think it's really that kind of communication and the connectivity that I think defines what cyberspace is.
I think you're absolutely right, David. It's that interconnectivity that we're seeing amongst the businesses. And really it's the digital domain that our clients are interacting in today. It's the flow of information, it's the extension of the enterprise into a mesh of connectivity, a mesh of data flow, and ultimately where we see commerce going in the future.
And Adam, you spend a lot of time talking to CEOs and boards and other senior executives. How do you and those constituents view cyberspace?
The way I think most of our clients, at that level think about it is it's exactly what you said. They are lay people. And what they're really thinking about is how the business landscape has changed in total. And what I mean by that is today we're really living in an information-based economy. More often than not, the information about products and services is actually more valuable than the product and service itself. Secondly, more and more of our clients are actually transacting business around information. So the assets that create growth, that create profitability, that create share, those assets are information-based. So what our clients at the C-level are worried about, they're worried about threats to their business. So you're right. They can't really talk in terms of cybersecurity. They can't really talk in terms of threat management. They can't really talk in terms of ecosystems that support or don't support relationships and protection schemes between vendors and customers and the like. But I will tell you what they are worried about. They're worried about losing customer data. They're worried about losing data that's important from a regulatory and compliance standpoint. They're worried about exposing their intellectual capital in terms of their product and engineering specs to competitors. And they're worried about, frankly, both the threat from inside and from outside. So the technology schemes and the process schemes and the organizational schemes, the investment in this area is really critical to our clients today.
Are clients embracing this as an opportunity, or is it viewed solely as a threat?
I think this is a significant opportunity for our clients, and you can look at it in the dimension of mobile, social, and cloud, key emerging technologies and trends that are occurring right now, and each of those offer a business opportunity and potentially a business advantage. And I think it's really looking at it in that lens is there's a strategic advantage that could be offered in each one of those areas, but you also have to mitigate the risks that are also posed in those new areas.
While I agree with my colleague Michael and what Michael said, and I do think that social, mobile, analytics, and cloud are huge opportunities, all of which really do require protection schemes and sort of the management of that information and ensuring that it's secure. And that is on the agenda of senior management to go after that area. I think there's a complementary agenda item as well. And that is boards are asking not only chief information officers, but they're asking chief executive officers, what are you doing to protect our assets? First and foremost, our information-based assets. What are you doing? Are we going to show up in the front pages of the Wall Street Journal? Nobody wants to show up, in those pages and be an example of having had someone penetrate the enterprise. I think the second thing that you're seeing is you're seeing examples from the political realm placing pressure on our clients. It's very difficult to ignore that. And I think the third area comes from shareholders themselves. Shareholders are increasingly more sophisticated, and they understand that the assets that generate those profits, that ultimately drive cash flow, that ultimately do in fact translate to share value, are being managed well or not well. And so clients at the board level and the senior management want to know, are we doing what we need to do to protect ourselves and our shareholders and the associated shareholder value.
And so, Adam, when you think about what a great CEO or a great senior executive is good at, one of the elements is being able to look out into the future and accurately predict where the business opportunities may lie. As we look forward in this space and we think about a business ecosystem in the world of cyberspace, where do you think this ecosystem is going to go? Will changes accelerate? Are there new technologies that are going to create additional opportunities and also risks?
There really are only two decisions that a senior exec can make, especially at the CEO level, and that's how to organize and where to invest. And so they have to look at all of the different opportunities, all of the different threats, if you will, and decide how to organize around them in terms of supporting their business and, relatively speaking, how to invest. With that in mind, executives have to ask and answer the question, is this issue a long-standing issue or not? And I think the answer to that question is it is definitely a long-standing issue. So first and foremost, does it matter over the long haul or not? Yes. Second thing is it something that we can manage or not? Because if we can't manage it, why worry about it? The answer is a resounding yes. All of the elements can be and should be assessed and analyzed, and a comprehensive plan should be prepared, and then the organization should organize around that in the context of their business and technology strategy. I think that's what today's, if you will, lay executives are in fact thinking, because they don't know how to do that. They just know that the issue's real, the threat's real, and that it is something we can manage.